and screen, entire screen. Let's do this. So hopefully you're seeing my screen. Vicente, please let me know if everything is cool here so we can continue with this, because I don't know if you see the screen.
Yeah, we see Photoshop and we see a white screen at the moment inside of Photoshop.
That's cool. That's what you're supposed to see on my mouse. So, okay, we are starting with white piece of paper. Basically, when you want to create an environment in Photoshop, you first want to imagine what you want to create, and that's for some people the hardest part, how to imagine things. And I already have a video on YouTube how to imagine things, how to improve your imagination. I will not cover that today because that's totally different topic, but I will just say that there are plenty of things that you can do to help boost your imagination and develop that skill even more. For example, one of my favorite, and I think the best skill, is to reading a book, because when you read, you're imagining what you're reading, and in that way you're practically training your brain to imagine think faster and easier, etc. But also by watching some other content like movies, or I don't know, watching some other artist artworks and get inspired, etc. Okay, so basically I have you already saw the thumbnail for the announcement for the webinar, and this is the photo that we'll recreate today. And basically how I like to start is always start with a sketch. So I will use a brush, and that's cool. And I will just start by sketching the thing. So basically I want to have some kind of terrain here, some kind of grass, and I want to have some kind of tree right here, maybe another tree in the back, also some branches here, and also another tree right here, and a few branches here and there, and some kind of bushes right there. Also, when you're sketching, when you're doing things like that, it doesn't need to be like a masterpiece. This is far away from masterpiece, because my skill is not drawing, but making photo manipulation. So if you're not considering, but if you're, I don't know, I cannot find word, but if you don't know how to draw like properly, don't worry about that. Just do anything. So we have some bushes here. Maybe we will have some animals here, like a deer, and see, like we have deer here. And also a girl here, and this is perfect professional drawing, as you can see. So you don't need to be better than this. It's a long hair, maybe a dress right there, and it's like that. And we have a Paris with the Eiffel Tower here, and this doesn't look like that, but I know it's that, and the city here, and so on and so forth. And basically this is first step. I always like to create a sketch. Sometimes I don't create a sketch like this. I just made it in my mind. So I have really, I think I have really good imagination, and I can imagine things pretty vividly. So mostly, I don't need a sketch, but I like to have a sketch just to have better orientation where I will put certain elements. And then after that, we'll go to the next step. But before that, I just want to ask you something. Let's do a poll here. I want to ask you, so how long are you in this photo manipulation world? Are you just started? Are you maybe already expert here, or something in between? So you'll see here poll on the screen. So just answer it, and I will wait for a couple of moments to drink a little bit of mysterious drink. We cannot say what is it, but it's water. It's water. Nice water. It's really water. And okay, we have some professionals here. I like to see that too. Amazing. Okay, so let's share the results, and let's end the poll. And I don't know if I messed something up, Vicente. So Poll is closed, but how to share the results? So basically,
Yes, the results should be visible right now.
oh, perfect. So basically, we have majority of people are over a year ago. That's cool. So that I assume that you already know all the basics of Photoshop and all these basic techniques. But the people that just started, look at this carefully because I will show this only once. Because I will not go to small details, how to use pen tool, how to use brush tool, how to use these things. So basically, I will assume that you already know these basics, and also we have some pros, 3%. So I don't know if that 2, 3, 5 people, maybe 2 people because of the number of participants. Okay, so let's continue here with this amazing photo manipulation that we'll create today. After we have a sketch, we need to go online and find all the necessary photos. Why I say that the sketch is just for reference, where I will put certain elements, and I always rely on my imagination, because I want to create this kind of a forest here. And I want to create some kind of a forest here, and I have in my mind what kind of trees I want to put there, what kind of mood, what kind of lighting, what kind of colors I want to put there, and all the small details. And my sketch is not even close to that. So it's only a reference. And there is a really hard moment when you go online and want to find certain photos, because sometimes, majority of times, you cannot find exactly what you want, and also you want to find proper angle, proper perspective, also as close as you can the lighting conditions that you want, either that or you want to repaint light, etc. So that's something that can be really time consuming, and for me it is pretty much time consuming. And that's why I like to take my own photos and to make my own elements in 3D, because then when you're doing 3D, you can create anything. You can, whatever you imagine, you can just put it there. And also I can create any kind of tree, any kind of shape of a tree I want, any kind of tree texture, and so on and so forth. But today we'll go with stock photos. So let me open here. First, I want to put this grass field. Okay, and I will just stretch it a little bit like that. And if let's rename this sketch just for reference. What is it? So I'll put it right here. And I can either hide it or I can leave it like this and just follow the sketch and do it by that. But what I will do, actually, because I know what this will look like, I will hide the sketch and create a layer mask here by hiding all unnecessary portion of this image. So I will use lasso tool. I love a keyboard, just lasso tool, and I will just go like this, something like that, and go all around here. And I missed this part, just hold shift and add it. And I will create a layer mask. And now I will have opposite. So basically, I could do the lower part, it doesn't matter. Let me show you something, it's really cool. You can invert layer mask control on Windows or command on Mac and I and invert it. Or also you can just create this kind of opposite layer mask by holding Alt or Option key. So just for you to know that this is also possible. And if you don't like something, you can always go here and just do like, maybe I want something more like this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be straight line. And also we will fix this, because now what I don't like here is that you can see it just grass is cutted out. Fortunately, there are so many ways how we can fix this. And one of really cool ways that I like to use is to use a grass brush, and Photoshop has it. And we can also just search it here. And we have 2 of them, and I will use both of them. So I will use first this one, and by default it's a bit strange. See, it's a little bit transparent in few parts. So that's because if you go to brush properties, that's because the transfer is on. We don't want that. And also color dynamics, we don't want color dynamics. So we just want these things, scattering and shape dynamics with all these settings, we can also change the settings, change the spread, etc. And now we have a little bit time-consuming process, because what we need to do is use white color and just do this. And we need to make it to look like this. See this? Let me show. See this line right here? This line should not be visible. It should be more blend like this. So basically with this brush, we just need to brush this out. And this process can take a while. For the time sake of this webinar, probably I will skip few things. Will not make it like perfect. But the point here is not to me making this perfect, but to teach you the steps and the idea behind this, so you can create something on your own later. I really hope that you will use some and learn some new tips and tricks from this webinar, and apply it later in your photo manipulations, your artworks, and whatever you're doing. So see how much better it is, more realistic, like we are making better grass here. And also what I like to do personally when I'm doing these kind of artworks is to just listen to some music or podcast and enjoy that. And I really love this. I don't find it boring. I'm enjoying in this process. And also in my career, I mostly found mostly, how to say, met the people that want to create photo manipulations in minutes, not hours or even days or even weeks. So some photo manipulations took me weeks, because I did a 3D and make models there and do a photo shooting, organizing everything. So not just hours. And that's not a good place to start to want to rush something, because you will never be good. A lot of people ask me how to be good like you, and I say I'm still learning. Believe it or not, after 22 years, I'm still learning. And the key is to just practice and be patient, and basically you need to love this. If you're making this, I don't know, or any other process, any other job, if you're doing it just to make money out of it, then you're probably will not be as good as if you're doing something that you love, because you're not passionate about that. And when you're passionate about something, it's a completely different story. Also, what I don't like here is, let me tell you a secret. You can see me here, and it's the same setup of lights when I'm doing YouTube tutorials. I have a huge octabox here. It's big one, really bright one, and you probably don't see that is bright like that, but trust me, it's bright. And sometimes I cannot see properly the contrast or colors, just because this is crazy bright. But it is how it is. So see, these are small details, and obviously now I did that. I would now create use this brush, and again go to brush properties. I will not do this now. I'll just show you what I would do and add some variants here, and maybe some bigger one, not because this is further away, not that big, but I will just add a few variations here and there, but I will leave that for you when you're creating your own. And that's it. Okay, now when we made this, let's add another element. Also, guys, if you have some questions or whatever regarding to this lesson here or any other part of photo manipulation, graphic design, whatever, write it down, and then later at the end we will have a Q&A section, so you can ask me then, and I will answer everything that I know. Okay, so let's see. We have this. Now let's add these three. And we here have another boring and tedious process, and that's extracting the elements out of the background. And sometimes that can be really painful, especially like, oh, how to extract all these leaves, etc. But sometimes we can get with some techniques and then fix it. So basically what I will do here is use quick selection tool. It's right here, and go and select quickly the upper part. Okay, like this. And there is one really cool trick. If you press Q on a keyboard, you can see what is selected and what is not. And I will just select this, maybe these roots here. And as I already said, I will not be as precise now with this. Maybe I will go a little bit with this portion of the grass. And I don't need more than this. Let's see what I selected. Perfect. I will fix this later. And here, I want this. I want all of this and these leaves. And now the point with the quick selection tool is that you need to be patient. You need to be patient, and you need to have patience. And because sometimes it can select what you don't want, and then you need to press Alt or Option key and deselect these things and go back and forth, etc. But now I'll show you, we can probably fix all of this fast using Refine Edge tool in a selecting mask here option. So just give me a few moments to select all of these leaves because we need to do it. And almost there. So let's see. Yeah, I will go all the way to the end. Maybe I will not need all of these leaves, but let's select like that. Okay. And let's see what we, oops. Let's see what we selected. We missed this part here. We missed this part here. Okay. And this and this and this. And hold Alt or Option key and then wait a moment. Deselect this hole right here. Maybe I don't need it. Maybe we can cover it later. And I want this here and this part here. And I think it's enough. So let's go to select and mask. Perfect. We are seeing the same when we are pressing Q. We are going here to refine edge. And now with this brush, I will just go like this around and in and try to, ooh, we forget this, but let's see if we can select it with, yeah, we can select it. Perfect. And also here, I don't want this. And also I don't want this and this and this and this. And obviously you're noticing that I'm rushing here a bit, just for the time's sake of this webinar, nothing else. But the point is that sometimes we can really have nice selections using Refine Edge. And if we cannot select something, then we need to refine it manually later with the brush tool. And also there are plenty of other techniques how we can select these kind of things. But I have a tutorial on YouTube for several techniques. Also, I have one of my oldest tutorials. It's 6 years old. It's about using channels to make selections. So see, this is something that I don't want to have selected. And let's see if I can get over this. Okay, maybe this. There. So something like that is pretty nice. And let's fix this. And let's see if we can just include this, or we'll use a brush tool. We'll use a brush. Okay, I will press OK. And let's see, we have something here. If we create layer mask, we have this tree. Okay, I want to clean up a few things here. And for that, let me show you how I like to do it. I like to create a new solid color adjustment layer, put it below this and use some opposite color. of the, for example, green, and just use a brush. But this time I will go up, 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 up with this regular brush, a little bit harder, and this, oops, I want different color. So here I want white, not white, black, and just fix things like this. And also this can take time. So I will not do this now. I'm just showing you what I would do regular basis. I will just include this, it doesn't matter. And I want to fix this, and this. And also I want to fix this part right here, just to have a little bit better selection here. So I want to leave this bright highlights, because this will be affected actually by the sunset that I want to include here. You will see. Okay, I'm rushing a bit, but it's okay-ish. We will see. And now let's hide this. Actually, let's delete this layer. We don't need it. And this is 3. And what we will do now is to position this tree somewhere here for a start. And also I want to position it behind the grass field, like that. It's over there somewhere. And also I want to make it bigger. So a bit bigger. And also like this approximately. We'll see. We'll see. That's one thing. And it's already looking good. We're just placing the elements now. So next element here is another tree. I think it's this one. No, it's not this one. Let's go up, up, up. Oh, this is a parrot. Let's bring the parrots in. And it will go all the way back, like here, and it will be much bigger. And let's unzoom this, make it much bigger. So something like this probably, I don't know, we'll see. And let's see now a few more elements. I want another tree here. I want this, I want this. So let's go with this one first. Let me show you. So this tree will go all the way up. And also I want to extract it out of the background. So I will use a pen tool now just to make the thing faster and not so precise. But usually I will go and I like to select all the small imperfections here, small bumps, or how you say it, small these waves, not these curvy lines. I don't know. So, but now for the time's sake, we are just doing this. It will be also good, don't worry. But I just want to go like this to cut the tree a little bit. Nobody will notice if you don't tell it. Okay, like undo a few times. I want to go right here and to cut it like that. Control or Command and Enter to transform it into a selection, and then create a layer mask. Perfect. And who put the tree in the middle of the scene? Control or Command T, right click, flip horizontal, and put it somewhere here. Also, what I like to do is to, let me show you a trick. I cannot apply layer mask because this is a smart object, so you cannot do that. But smart objects allows us to make the layer or the object smaller and then bigger again to original size without losing any pixels, any quality. Otherwise, if this is rasterized as raster or bitmap, it will compress the pixels when you're making the, for example, tree smaller. It will compress the pixels, and then when you want to make it bigger, it will interpolate. It will put the fake pixels in those holes because those pixels are gone. It's compressed, and then you will see a low quality of your model object, whatever. And this is why we have as a smart object to preserve that. So I will go right click and rasterize it, and then apply layer mask, and then again convert to smart object, and then I can make it smaller or bigger, etc. But in this case, I don't want to make it smaller or bigger. Smart object is also cool for adding smart filters, so I will go with Puppet Warp. And let's extend this for, if you don't know how to use Puppet Warp or what these options are, etc., again, check out my YouTube channel. I have all of these settings explain, all of these techniques. So I will go like this. I will go, just a second, okay. I will go somewhere here, for example, somewhere here, and I will take it that and take it here. Just experimenting, changing the shape of the tree. You can do, don't do this. You can do however you want. Everything is allowed. Let's fix the tree here. Maybe this will go more like, see, we have these crazy things here going on. So we need to add even more of these settings. Or also there is another way. Let's undo this. Alt and cut. And I want to cut this. Oops. This and this. And then let me show. I want to cut all of these. And there is another cool way. So we can click it and press Alt and rotate this and rotate this. See, it's another cool way of doing these things. And also we can do I didn't do it. Okay, so let's make it like that, and let's make it like this. Any kind of shape you want. I want this kind of shape. Why not? Press enter. It's crazy looking tree, but it's also cool. And what we can do also, we can blend this down part better. So let's create a layer mask. Let's use a brush, not this, but B as brush, and make a brush bigger. And black color, and I just want to blend this with this grass. See how cool it is. And sometimes you don't need to cut things perfectly. You can just blend it like this, or using any other method. And also I want to move this out of the scene. I don't want this. What is going on here? I don't want this cut to be visible, so let's move it like that. Also, let's save the document. And what is really cool about having this as a smart object and applying smart filters is that you can cancel this or go double click and go back in and say, okay, I don't like this. I don't like this. I want to have like a little bit different shape. I don't like maybe this. I just want maybe like this and maybe like this. Or the point is that you can really, in any part, any time of your, this message means that, let me show you that I don't have enough mesh here. So I'm, come on. Okay. So I need to do something a bit differently. So the point is that you can, anytime in your editing, do something with this and change the shape of the tree or do whatever you want. Okay. But I like it like that. Also, another way to do it is to go to filter, liquify, and I'll quickly show. Let's make a bigger brush, and you can just move it like this and liquify that to something like that. Maybe fix some imperfections that Puppet made. This, and also press OK, and again you will have this as a smart filter, and you can anytime change this. That's really cool. That's I like to use this. Okay, so let's move this to the proper place. Maybe right here. We have a sketch. I will go with the sketch all the way down, and now we have this tree. Let's see what we will do. Oh, what we will do with this tree. Let's see. Maybe bring it up like that. And maybe bring this tree a little bit to the left. and this one also a little bit to the left. And now I want to make a copy of this tree. Control or Command J, Control or Command T to go to transform, flip horizontal, and I want this tree to go somewhere like this. Okay. And don't worry if we have some things that are repeating here, we will fix it. So basically we can just erase or do some other tricks, but I want to have it something like that. And now let's go and add another tree. This one. Also, guys, before I continue with this tree, I just want to ask you another poll here. I'm really curious, when you're doing your photo manipulations or any kind of editing, what do you edit your photos with? Are you using like a professional monitor, regular monitor, or maybe smartphones or whatever? So the poll will be here on the screen. So I'm really curious what they're using for this. So let's see. My secret drink, mystery drink. Nobody edits on cell phone. That's really strange. We should fix that. Actually, I'm using cell phone just for editing photos in Lightroom, for example, but not for photo manipulation. I'm using iPad for an affinity photo for making photo manipulations. There, it's really cool on the go. If I need to make some changes or something, it's really, really cool. Okay, so majority of you are using regular monitor. Laptop is also pretty high, and 2% cell phones. So, and also professional monitors, 20%. So people who are using professional monitors know the benefit of having professional monitor over the regular one. And I always recommend to use professional monitors because it's totally different story. You know that I'm BenQ ambassador, and I love to, let me show you this here. Don't look at these tabs. So I love to use BenQ's monitor. I'm using them for years now. And also, if I was not a BenQ ambassador, I would use them because they're amazing, and I can honestly recommend to anybody because they're really have a great color accuracy, great sharpness, and also monitor is, if not the most important, it's really high of the most important hardwares that you need to have, because everything you are editing, any kind of graphic design today is digital, and you're editing your screen, and you want to have proper colors, to see the proper colors, to have the really good sharpness, to see all the details of your photo manipulation, etc., or your editing, or your whatever you're doing. And BenQ has 2 series of professional monitors for photographers and designers, PD and SW series, and I'm using both of them. They're amazing. The coverage of color gamut is really great, 100% of Adobe, of sRGB and Rec 709 for video editing, and also 99% of Adobe RGB. And if you know what that means, if you know how much color you're seeing on the screen, you know to appreciate that. Also, they're coming out of the box calibrated, so you don't need to worry about that, at least for a certain period of time. And also, what is really, really cool, what I noticed first time when I start using these monitors is that, there are several modes. Every single monitor has several different modes. Some designer series, PD series has great low blue light mode, which is really, really, really helpful when you're not retouching, not doing your professional thing, but you're just searching for some images or browsing the web, reading something on your screen. You can turn the screen into low blue light mode, and in that way save your eyes from hurting from that blue light, which is proved that is not good for our eyes, and feel a little bit rested after watching in a little bit more yellowy screen. Same like on smartphone, we have that low blue light mode. If you are using that, that's great. If you're not using that, there is a setting to use that, especially in the evening. And also these monitors has something that I really love, the hotkey pack here. As you can see, that's this thing right there, this small thing. And that's practically like a remote control for, it's again right here. You have some buttons there, and you can predefine the settings and really easily switch from sRGB to Adobe RGB to, I don't know, to maybe black and white, which is for me really important. If I switch now to any mode, you cannot see it because you're seeing just what is on my screen, but not physically screen. But when I'm editing photos, I love to go to black and white from time to time, just to rest my eyes from the colors. And then when I go back to color mode, I can see colors more properly. I'm not, how to say, your eyes get used to colors, and you don't see some mistakes. And when you go to black and white for a few minutes, minute 2, 3, I don't know, then going back to color mode, you can notice certain mistakes and correct colors, etc. And also what Vicente said at the beginning, you don't want to work for few days, weeks, or whatever on certain colors on your design, and then go to another professional monitor and see, oh, it's different types of colors. And that happens all the time. I got so many messages why my colors are not the same when I upload it to Instagram, or when I see it on my mobile phone, and I see it on my laptop, and so on and so forth, because those devices are not color calibrated the same way. And also you're probably not using professional devices. I'm using currently MacBook Pro, and it's really nice way of connecting with BenQ monitors. You have just one cable, USB Type-C, connecting the computer and laptop, and it's in the same time powering my laptop, and also I have the screen here. So I have my laptop here, one screen, another screen, my professional monitor here, and it's really, really simple and easy. And also there is currently this really cool discount for you guys, for participants of this webinar. You will get 10% off if you're using that code that you can see on the screen. And I really highly recommend you guys also, as you can see here now, BenQ is offering Pantone Connect Premium, which is using Pantone color standard, the industry color standard, in your design. And if you are using that, using something that is physical, designing some physical things, any kind of, I don't know, t-shirts or whatever that is, this is physical thing, and you want to have proper coloring to use the industry standard colors, you want to use Pantone palette. And unfortunately, Adobe discontinued this support this year, and now you can get 1 year completely free if you're a new user or recently current user of BenQ's monitor. So you will get that really cool offer completely free. All right, so now let's go back to our design. So let me see, just switch things back. Everything is good to go. Okay, and let's go back to this tree. So basically we are putting all of our things here on the scene. I want to put this all the way in the front of everything. Control or Command T, right click and flip horizontal. And now I want to extract this. It will be pretty fast using a quick selection tool like this. Done. And also I want to deselect this, and I want to, let me show you a trick that I like to use. Sometimes quick select can select more than I want. So I will use magic wand and just Alt or Option and select this, this, and this, and this, and this using magic wand. It's really simple way to select things, and it's pretty fast. So let's see if I selected everything. That's one way. There, as I already said, so many ways to do the same thing, but it's there. It's cool. Also with this and this and this, and okay, I have the continuous option on because I don't want to select all other things. But another way is to just go again to select and mask and say, okay, I want to refine something. So let's use a brush and let's this, but this, and I want to refine it. And again, you can refine. And give me a moment. or 2, and I don't want to select all of these things. Maybe I can select these leaves. Let's see if this will be a quick way to select this. I will include it. If not, I will just delete it. So, oh, my surprise. Amazing. This, we can delete this, but this I will not include it because I see there are so many different same tones here and it will not be nice. So let's press OK. Let's create a layer mask and we have it here. Go to the layer mask. Make sure to have a little bit harder brush because we don't want these edges to be soft. And always see if you want soft edges, obviously you need to use softer brush. But for this, if I use soft brush, see, this is like semi-transparent and we don't want that. Maybe even harder brush. But basically, this is it. Also, let me reveal you another trick that people say, oh, I used. So let's do this. So I don't know, 60% brush. And you can see that this is really harsh edge here. And it's still 60% hardness. But if I make this brush bigger, it's pretty soft. The hardness is still there. But if I can show you this visually, basically we have some feather at the edge. And if you make the brush bigger, that feather is also wider. And that's why you also need to make sure to pay attention of the size of your brush. So if your brush is bigger, you want the hardness to be higher. So like this, or even higher. Depends on what kind of hardness you want to achieve. See? So some people are confused with that. So hopefully now we managed to explain it properly. Okay, so this is one tree that will go somewhere here. See this thing right there? I don't like it, so I will use really soft brush, and later I will cover it with some other leaves. But for now, I will just do this. And also this can do the trick because it's not that visible. Okay, so here we have, let's go to this one. And let's see if we move this tree a little bit here and maybe make it smaller. I want this one to be smaller, like that. Like this, maybe. See what happens if I go opposite. Nothing much, but maybe like this, and maybe like that here. Not bad. Okay, what I like to do, also go to the grass here and move it down a bit. Maybe even more, like this. And also what we can do here is go to the grass field layer mask, Control Command T, right click, warp. And we cannot do that because it's a smart object again. But let me show you. Rasterize, layer mask, warp, and now we can do this. Or we can use, as I already show you, the liquify tool or a few other methods. So I want this. Also, let me see what we are having here. We have some issue with this tree, not with the tree, but with the grass field here. So, we want this. We want something like going there. Also, we can see if we zoom this, we see this edge that we need to fix, but I will not do it now. Don't worry. Also, another tip. I will not do it now, and I'm doing it. I don't know. I cannot help it. Another tip is that no, I will not do it. Another tip is that if what is going on with this thing here? Oh yeah, that's a grassy. We move everything down and then we move the black part down. So don't worry about this. We will fix it by using a black color and a little bit bigger brush. And here it is, a simple solution. And what we can do is, if you're making this just for Instagram, not some like big print that will be visible up close, etc. So for example, it will be like this on your screens or Instagram or mobile phone, whatever. You're not seeing this. It's annoying to me. I would fix it, but this is maybe not a good example, but for some things, some small details, maybe you don't want to waste your time and edit that if it's only like that and you're sure it's not visible. But if this will be really visible, then you obviously want to edit this, and that's it. Like, it's pretty quick fix, eh? Just like this, like this, blah, 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 blah. But make sure to know what you're doing and where you want to put your artwork. Also, we can now change the shape of this tree. I will not do this, but that's an option too. We can, I say not do this, and I'm so tempted to do it because we're already having too much time spending on this. But I will stop here. So basically, what we can do is let's go to liquify. I want to do something with the grass here. Oh, no. Liquify on the layer mask. So filter, liquify. And we cannot do this properly. Well, we can. Don't worry. So I want to move this down, this down, this down, and this. Go outside this, please. Okay. I just want to make it more like this. It's nice for me. Press OK. Pam-padam, pa-da-da-dam. Nice. Now we have another issue here, and that's also cool. We have these roots, and for example, I don't want this to be visible at all, so I'll move it down. Also, what I can do, Control Command T, and just stretch the tree. Nobody will notice that. And also for this one here, for this tree, I can also do same like this, or let's go to the layer mask. Try to do something like this. Like there is small part like that, like some kind of a hill. I know the English word, but you know, some that. Okay, so this already looks cool. What we are missing here is some bushes, and I will go and put this right there, and I want to put it above everything, and it will be right there. Make it bigger. Control Command T, up, like this. Perfect. And we can use the same one, or we can use another one. It doesn't matter, and it will not be so noticeable because it's right there. Maybe it can be closer or smaller. That means further away from the camera. So something like that. And also you can add even more details, as many details as you want. And also what I like to do here is to add, let me show you, to add this girl right there. I will spare you the extraction part. So I will just use this extracted one and already painted the dress. So I will just see, I painted red and I switch it in blue. And I will show you how I did that. If you are wondering how to paint it, it's so simple. But I will put the girl behind the grass field. Oh, not like that, but like this, and clip this to affect only the girl. Okay, and I will convert this into a smart object. So convert into smart object, because maybe I'll make her smaller. So basically, I will put her here. Maybe I will make her a bit smaller. Like that. Something like that, for example. And we had a white dress. Oops, that's a private message. You don't want to look at. Let's close this. Come on. What's up? Quit. Hi. For example, we have this, and I will not extract it out of the background, but let me show you how to paint the dress. Really simple. I'm using solid color, adjustment layer, red or any color, and invert the layer mask, and then just select the dress and just paint it. I will just paint one part of the dress. Okay, like this, and put this into multiply blending mode. And this is it. It's really simple. So we can also, you got a point. Why are you pushing me to select everything? Okay, so it's like this, see? And then you can switch to any color, more muted red or blue or any tone that you want, and also change the brightness of that tone and saturation and everything. So it's really simple and easy process. And now let's delete this. Any questions? Great. Okay, so we have the girl here watching the sunset over the Paris, and also what maybe we can do is to add just a few animals, just 2 animals. I will not do too much. So rabbit, let me show you how easy it is to select this rabbit. I already know that the selection will be pretty much good. We maybe need to fix something, but because we have a huge contrast between the rabbit and the background, both luminosity and the color contrast. And I will just go with the quick selection tool. It's right here, and select, actually let's go into select mask, say select subject, wait for a few moments to drink a mysterious drink, for Photoshop to also do something here. And see, it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice job, but we are missing some hair here. Oh, there is a hair option, refine hair. Let's do this, and it's beautiful, beautiful. We don't need to do anything else. Decontaminate colors, press OK, and I see that this will be really nice. Okay, let's apply layer mask. I don't need it. Let's go to convert to smart object. I will not refine it even more because this will be really small. Rabbit, right click, flip horizontal. And I want to put it somewhere here, for example, and then you're probably wondering what I'm doing now. How is he going behind the lid? Control or Command and these bracket keys, like these bracket keys. Okay, and with left and right, you're just pushing the layer more. Where is my mouse? It's here. More down or up in the layer hierarchy. So it will be somewhere here. Maybe like this, I don't know. Like it's hidden here. Perfect. And also another animal, it's red deer. It's right here. It's a rhyme, unintentional, like that. And then again, use bracket keys and Control or Command and just put it right there. And that's it. That's according to our sketch, pretty nicely done. The sketch is right there. Let's see what we actually did. Ooh, not bad. The girl is smaller. The bushes are there. The deer is over here. The trees are pretty nice. We did a nice job. Okay, let's move this down. And now we have the second part. So see how much time we spend it just placing the elements in the proper position and made this kind of scene. Also, this is not perfect. I need more time. As I already said, we need to invest time in photo manipulations in order to make them proper. And for this webinar, we unfortunately don't have as much time as we need. But the point is that you understand what I'm doing. Sketch, finding all the elements, painful process, placing all the elements in the scene, and now we need to light the scene. Let me go back here. We need to light the scene properly. So by changing the lights, we are defining the mood. And that's a really fun part because you will see you can change the light in different ways and have different effects. I will choose one mood. And I will show you now how to choose proper light position and how to paint the lights. And we will have totally different feel of this. It will be really, really nice. And then if we have a little bit more time, I want to show another really cool trick, but let's do this first. So let's go here. And what I like to do is first go right here. I want to push this a bit down, and maybe it's too big, so a little bit small. Further away. The Eiffel Tower is further away. Okay, now let's do that thing of light painting and changing the light. So how I like to do it, I like to go first I want just to make the girl smaller, so just a bit smaller, like it's even further away, like that. See how we have really nice grass over her here. Okay, so that's it. I think it's nice. Also, what I like to do now in this moment of time, I would definitely go away from computer, do something completely else, play a guitar, whatever, and come back with a fresh pair of eyes, like fresh mindset, and see some imperfections. Also, another cool way to see some imperfection is to flip the canvas. And how I like to do it is Shift Control Alt T or Shift Command Option E to merge everything to one layer. Control Command T, right click. That's it. And now by going back and forth, undo, redo, maybe you can see like, oh, maybe I would like some elements here or here, and I didn't notice it like that, but it's pretty much nice. What is wrong here is that this is too bright, this side is too bright, or this side, but we are going to fix that right now. Okay, let's go and introduce a little bit of darkness. So we have one tree, we have another tree, we have grass field, we have bushes, and this tree. Okay, let's start with this tree. I want to go with exposure, and this is big tree, and I want to clip the exposure to affect only the tree. Alt and or Option and click in between, or just click here. Okay, and just pull it down. And now we have some difficulties here. This huge octabox and brightness and contrast is not going to be good together, but I will do my best. Okay, so this will pull down, okay, like that maybe. And before doing that, I don't like the color of this tree, so I will just add a color here, a new layer, put it into color blending mode, use a brush and just sample the tone of the tree, this one for example, and just paint it, boom, 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 boom. And see, okay, color mode is cool, maybe we need the darker color. Or if you go to multiply, let's see, come on, multiply, not bad, maybe multiply and then lower the opacity a little bit. That's cool. Also, we can change the color here, Control Command M or L, depends if we want curves or levels. So M is for curves. And maybe I want a darker tone here. So see, there are so many ways how we can use this, maybe even darker, but I like multiply here. And then make it darker, like that. See, it's better than this is too grayish. So like that, maybe a bit brighter. We'll see later. Okay, we are missing a few elements here in the scene, but I will add it later. Now let's concentrate on that. Okay, now let's go to the bushes here. Again, exposure. So I want even darker, maybe like that. Bushes, clip it to affect only this one and make it darker. Also, we can make, let's see, where is another bush right there? We can make something like this. These two bushes, Control Command G, add it in a group, and then apply this same exposure adjustment layer to the group. This is right spelling. Okay, so we have dark bushes here. Then we have this deer. Maybe, come on, Photoshop decided to correct. No. Okay, then we have this grass field. Again, exposure adjustment layer. Make it darker. And also what I like to do here, you will see, I like to add some light rays and different shadows from the sun there, and that is coming through the leaves. So this is not bad at all. Also, we have this tree right there. Come on, this guy. It's this guy. Okay. another exposure adjustment layer, clip it to affect that, lower it. See, we're already getting really nice results. Also, we can cover this with different tone like this, but I will not do it now. And also we need to change light for these trees here. So let's do it. Let's go exposure, clip it to affect only that. And yeah, we have dark tree, but this is not all what we need to do in this case. So we need to make it darker. And what I will do now, I will go here and paint light back. So I need the black color on the layer mask of exposure layer. And this part here, I need a different brush. This part here needs to be brighter. So what and how I like to do it is to use lower opacity. Currently it's 30% right here. If you can see this, 30%. Okay. And ooh, come on back. See, this guy is somewhere on the leaves. We'll fix it, don't worry. And then slowly build the scene. But that, again, like anything else here, takes solid amount of time. So I will try to be faster, but not as precise as if I take time for this. So some of these branches will be brighter, maybe here, and darker here. I made a mess. Okay, maybe a little bit here, just a little bit of the brightness here and here, like that. And now I'll show you another cool trick. So it doesn't look much. Let me show you before and after. It is brighter, but we want even brighter. And instead of painting it again, we can create another exposure adjustment layer and clip it to affect only that tree. And just by calling Alt or Option key, copy the same layer mask right there. Just copy it and invert it because we want to do it. Don't tell anybody. Control Command I, and see, now we are affecting just these highlights and just make this brighter. Boing! It's a brighter. It's alive. It's a girl. It's a boy. I don't know. So it's like that. It's pretty nice. And I will leave it like that. Maybe, not maybe, but we can also fix this to be even better. But for now, I will leave it like that. And also, let's go, if we have time. Oh, I wish I have more time for the webinar. So let's go right there. And for the layer mask of this tree right there, what I will do again, I will use a brush and just brush out a few things here. Not too much, but just like this. Like there is some light coming on these brighter parts. Let's use that for our advantage. Coming here from the leaves right there, like that. And also on this color, I will also use the same layer mask and erase the color here a bit. Okay, just here, and then again go to the exposure and just let's do this, see? And it looks pretty interesting, like it's moody, just a few light rays coming here. Okay, now we are not finished. Let me show you a few other tricks. For the ground here, for the grass, we need to color correct everything. We'll do that later. But for this, ooh, science fiction. Okay, so we can do something easy or something also easy but a little bit more complex. So I want to make impression that there is some lights here coming from the sun, and I can just randomly paint some brightness here like this, and that's easy and it's really cool and it can be really nice. No problem, just paint something like that. And here is maybe brighter. Or you can use some other brushes. I have these Nemanja cloud dust smoke brushes, which are amazing. And if you're following me on YouTube, you know. And you can get it for just $1, this pack of brushes at my website. But I will use, for example, this one. And maybe brush properties. And I don't know. Opacity, not brush properties. Maybe 30 or something. Just slowly build the scene here, and just do like that, something like that. There's some imperfections. Maybe here are bright parts, etc. And also what I like to do, regular brush, just want this edge of the forest a bit brighter here, and I will make this edge right here even darker. I will show you another way, don't worry. And also this tree right there, I want this to be much brighter. So see this, I want to have a little bit harder brush. Am I doing it right? No, I'm not doing it right. I see some craziness here on the exposure layer. On the exposure, that's it. That's it, like that. And I want to make this brighter, like the sun is hitting. Sun, like, not sun and daughter, but sun, you know, sun like planet, no, star, Nemanja, not planet. Sun is a star. And here is hitting pretty hard. And we have some really cool things going on here. And obviously, guys, I'm repeating this again. See, we have a lot of imperfections because we need a lot of time, much more time to fix this. Maybe like a smaller here, some brightness on this, on this, on this. So that takes time. And for this, it will take me a few hours to make it properly. But I hope that you understand what we're doing. So we will go with the rabbit, like it's a frog, rabbit. Right there. Oh, beautiful, rabbit is right there. Also, what we need to do is to apply a little bit of the, see these, the exposure of the bushes. We need to make some leaves a little bit brighter and so on. And again, time is not our friend right now, but I will just fake it. Like this, like this, like this, like a little bit of this. Few of the leaves, like it's hitting the light like that. Here, maybe just some of the leaves, who knows? Maybe not. And what kind of mood again you want to achieve? And I want to fix the rabbit. I don't like the rabbit right now, so it's too bright. Yeah, it's white, but again, too white. So exposure, clip it to affect only the rabbit and make it darker. And it's really nice now, but it's not. You know, it is, but it's not because I want to make him, come on, brighter right there. Like that. Okay. So the ears are semi-transparent, so it will go with light inside. I will fix it. It will not be that bright. Don't worry. And maybe a little bit bright here. Also, we should introduce a little bit of the green on the rabbit, but not now. Maybe some other time. But I want to bring a little bit of the darkness here. That bright. Also here even more than here now. Like in the real life, but we don't have that much time. Okay, so the rabbit is cool, but now see the rabbit is maybe on the wrong spot. Maybe I want the rabbit here because of the light rays. See, like a poof. And also the rabbit needs to have a layer mask and brush that will go grass. That will make the rabbit look like more in the grass. So again, we need to fix. Transfer color off 100%. See, and we are introducing a little bit of the grass here, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So the deer, it's nice. It's dear to us. Okay, let's make him a bit darker, not too much, like that, like a silhouette, no? Like that. Okay, the girl and everything there is pretty much okay. Also, you know what? This is just my example, but you don't need to have this Paris right there. You can have whatever you want. And now I told you that I will explain you, but I forgot. Now I will go back to that. The light from the sunset is coming from this direction, so from left somewhere there. And this is why we fix the light on all the objects that is coming from left side of the screen. And that's the whole idea. Also, yeah, also here on these trees. So what I want to do is, let's go back to regular brush, general brushes. Right there. Also, I can introduce a little bit of the brightness on some leaves here. Again, just to add a little bit more irregularity. And also, let me show you this tree right there, this back one. I can delete this. I can delete this, you know, because I don't want to have some things that are repeating, but this one is okay. Maybe this one is something that I wanted to delete. So it's like that. Also, the more details you're adding to the scene, the better is for overall effect. And I really like that. But again, time is the issue. I will show you a few things. So let's go back here and let's find this maple tree. What I will do with the maple tree, I want to put it up about all these trees where it is. Just give me a moment. Even more. Oh, it's right there. And it's clipped, so I don't want it. It's right there. So I will make it really big, like that, rotate, put it somewhere here, put it somewhere there. And now we can put it over there just to cover, to cover all these imperfections. So it's up to us how we want to put it and where we want to put it, but if you also want to put it, but I want to add even more foliage here. So like that, and also make it darker like that. And light is everything. Light defines so many things, and this looks really cool. And also I will make a copy of this, not this, but both of these two. I can move it to this side, rotate, maybe add it somewhere here, but not actually here, but maybe a little bit down. So let's see, behind this big tree, right here, and clip it to effect only that, and it's right there. See, maybe we can make it bigger. Come on, bigger, rotate a bit, put it somewhere here. So we can do this to cover, let me show you, to cover this hole right there. If you want, that's an option. Whatever you want, you can. Maybe right click, flip horizontal, and rotate it back down. So we have maybe this branch here with a little bit more space, see? Like this, to cover there, not 100% coverage, but just a bit, to not to see some imperfections. And I really like it. So this is really cool. And again, there is so many things that we can do here. I'm so tempted to do even more, but we need to stop somewhere. And also let me show you another cool trick, and that's this. So I want to add these kind of light rays just to spice up the scene. And currently these one are from Enviro Elements, and but you can make it manually. Do you want me to show you how to make this manually? No? Okay. Okay, I will show you, but I will show quickly, but I will use one of these. So quickly, to show you how to do that is to go behind this tree right there, because I want to put it right here. We can create a new layer. So many ways, again, how you can create it. Again, so many different ways. But I will show one easy way practically. We can create with the rectangular marquee tool, something like that. So this tool right there. And use white color and fill it with white. And to fill it with white, you need to use Alt or option and backspace, and voila. And then let's bring it all the way up just for you to better understand what I'm doing. And then I will use again that rectangular marquee tool, and I'm just creating this, press and hold shift, creating different variations of these shapes. So see, maybe just tiny one here, maybe like a bigger one there, smaller one there, like this. It's totally random, however you want. And I want to invert everything. Shift, Control Alt, forget it. Shift and Control and I, or Control Shift and I on a Mac. Okay. Crazy. And delete. Just delete. But we have it. And now I will press again Control or Command T. Make this part wider. This part narrower. We have light trace. Perfect. And it looks like that. You're right, like that, but it will be better, don't worry. So like that, and I will place it behind that tree over there. Here, and this looks perfecto. And maybe a little bit like, and now right click, convert to smart object. That's crucial. It's not, but it is. And now go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Why it's crucial? Because now we want to blur it like that and press OK. And then we want to put this into screen blending mode and soft light blending mode and have something like that. If we go to screen blending mode, and normal blending mode is the same because we don't have black color. But I want to lower the opacity a little bit like that. And then we are editing and, for example, adding a layer mask. And we did so many steps. And okay, I say, oh, I don't like it here. I just want to have like that. Okay, and maybe here's less than here, and so on and so forth. And then it's too blurred, so we need to undo everything. Or if we go too much into future, we cannot undo it, and we need to make it again. Then we have it as a smart object. We have blur as smart filter, and we can always go back and change this however we want into whatever we want. And this will be like that. So we have really cool, nice light trace, which I would colorize into more like orangey tone. So for that, I would use hue and saturation adjustment layer to clip to affect only light trace and go to colorize. And we cannot see anything because we need to lower the brightness because it's 100% white. We cannot colorize it. But if we lower the brightness a bit, see, it's a beautiful. If you lower it even more, it's a beautiful. So see what I'm doing here. I'm colorizing it. And I would colorize it like a little bit, or towards that yellow tone. That's how you can create it manually, but with more imagination and more patience, you can create even better result. But now I will delete that, and I will use this one. No. I use this one. And maybe not this one. Let me see. Maybe you're not seeing now because it's another screen, but maybe this one. This one looks cool. So, okay, this one, right click, flip horizontal, and now let's put it right there. It's a little bit more, see, it has even more imperfections here. It's not just straight, not straight, but like, like a full line. I don't know how to explain, but you understand. So, so screen blending mode to get rid of the blacks. And again, we can either lower the opacity, colorize it, hue and saturation, clip it, affect only that, colorize, go with the darkness. Also, the more dark we make it, the less visible will be because it's in a screen blending mode, and screen blending mode is getting rid of the blacks. And this looks nice. And obviously we need to add a little bit of the blur here. So Gaussian blur, not bad, maybe 30, let's see. It's okay. So again, this can be nice. We can have even more of these light rays here, more pronounced, etc. But it's like that. If we copy this one more time, we are having more pronounced effect. Depends what you want to achieve. It's not visible right here because it's over the bright surface, so obviously it's not visible. I can leave it like that, maybe like that. I don't know. It's looking nice. And also, what I want to add here is some leaves here and leaves, and this looks cool. So I will go and add it over the top of everything. And let me show quickly. If I control and click to select all of that and create a layer mask, it will a little bit narrow the selection and lose these edges, imperfection of the edges. And we can now get rid of certain leaves if you don't want to have all of them here. So maybe this is black color, this brush like that, 100% opacity, bum bum bum. Maybe this is too much. And also I recommend when you're doing this to create a group, Control-Command-G, and then create a mask on the group, because you don't want to use this mask that is already used, because now we can really easily come back and oh, I want this, release it. So random, I just want to get rid of certain leaves. What I would do, normally I would extract some leaves and make some more blur, some less blurred, and in that way I will add a depth to the scene. Also, we can make blur some of these elements that are closer to the camera, and in that way add some depth to the scene. But let's pretend that we have infinite focus and everything is in focus, and we are done. The haters will be shutted up. No, but okay, so that's pretty nice. Maybe this is too much distraction here, and obviously we want to make this darker. So exposure, adjustment layer, clip it, darken it, and again, not all of leaves will have the same darkness, so we can now use a little bit of brighter leaves. Maybe these smaller will be brighter because they're out there. Maybe a little like this part of the leaf will be brighter, this part will be darker, and obviously you can go and manually make this even better and more realistic if you want to add a little bit of realism here. But I will stop here. You understand that we can really spend hours on tweaking this, but hopefully you got a base understanding of what I'm doing here and how to create this type of environment easily. This is really easy. It's time consuming, but that doesn't mean that it's hard. It's really simple and easy. The light is everything here. And now, for example, we are done. We are happy with the result. It's not as good, but we are happy with the result. What we can do, we can color correct everything. And first, let's go to the grass. And we have here, grass. See, this is a big mess. We should make some groups here to know what's what. This is the grass. Okay, so we can create, for example, let's use hue and saturation and flip it to affect only grass, and we can push it towards certain color. We can lower the saturation, which I want to do. Maybe a little bit like that. And we can do for every single object here, we can color correct it. But because the background is more like, it's sunset, it's orangey and everything, what I did in the original version, I just use hue and saturation adjustment layer over the top of everything right there, and went to the greens, and I turned the green into the orange. So let's push it to any direction, it doesn't matter. Now I will expand this. Okay. And try to only affect the leaves. So like that. And then let's go and push it towards the orangey tones, like this. And like it's a really nice fairy tale look, or it's autumn or something like that. And with this, we can make it more or less green, like that. So this is not bad. This is a personal preference. Do you want maybe more green, more like that? Also, whatever you want, you can maybe use a blue or purple or whatever. But see, these leaves are not affected, so I will create a new layer. I will go with the colors. Let's see if colors will do the job. So select this color and just paint. Yeah, color will do the job. So just paint over these leaves with this color, and we'll fix it. Also, you can add even more animals, even more details. It's really nice. So let me show you again before and after. And what I like to do at the end, group everything again, merge everything into one layer, Shift Control Alt T or Shift Command Option E on a Mac, right click, convert to smart object, and save it. Why? Because sometimes when I go to filter and go to camera, Photoshop just breaks. Don't know why. I didn't ask Adobe. So here I want a little bit more contrast, maybe open the shadows a bit, not too much. We can add clarity, but in this case it's a waste of clarity. So let's reduce the clarity and add texture. And also I want to add vignette. So this is my really favorite part here, to add more attention to the center of the stage. And also we can go more towards orange and teal look, like this. And let's go right here and add radial gradient right there in the center. Brighten it a bit. Shadows maybe just a tiny bit up. Go back and let's see. We can go to color mixer, and if we want, we can change the hue of certain colors here. See, maybe we want more like that, or that. Not bad, not bad. Okay, and we can press OK, and this is basic color grading. And now I like to go even more. I like to use Nicolor FX Pro and adding some contrast and adding some other effects. And also I like to use Boris FX Optics for adding some lens flares. Also I like to use the Oniric, amazing plugin to add realistic glow to the image. And oh, there is a new version, but we will skip it for now. Okay, and Oniric, you will see, I will show really quickly now a new, and we need to wait for a few moments. Oops. I don't want this. I want to go here. Okay. And it's amazing, but it's too amazing. Okay, so let's lower the threshold like that. Gamma, where is gamma? It's right here. We want to lower the gamma a little bit and a little bit more. And like that, and we can also colorize it and make it even more crazy like this, and maybe like towards the orange, and so on and so forth. So with this you can go really crazy, but let's say I will go like this. Let's save and wait for a few moments. Let me show you something. And it's time for a drink. See, Oniric is a plugin from Composite Nation, compositenation.com. Check it out. My friend Mario is the creator of this. It's amazing. So before and after, and just the Oniric looks like it's a dream. So we can push this even further with hue and saturation, clip it to effect, only that, and then see, we can change the colors of that. We can change the saturation of that. we can also use, we can do that in the oniric also, but now if you wanted to do it here also, you can do it. You can see, you can change some settings here, but it's pretty nice. I really like it. So this is, wait, this is like before and this is after, and I really like this. Obviously, as I already said, it's not like a final version. For final version, we need even more time for refining every single element here and make it even more realistic, more perfect. And then by doing that, by just making every single element, paying attention to every single element, we would make the scene much better. The overall result will be much better just because of these small changes. But this is really nice. It's really nice, smooth. Instead of Paris, you can maybe put some deep forest over there and have totally different story. You can rearrange trees in a different position, differentiation, maybe add some road and make some really nice forest over there. I made so many different photo manipulations using the same technique, creating the environment. It's really simple, easy, but it's time consuming. And now let's see, Vicente, do we have maybe a few more minutes just to show something else here?
If you have a last thing that you want to show, then sure.
Oh yeah. Okay, thanks. So I want to show you how you can easily create environment. If you saw that on my YouTube channel, it's a speed art, but I want to show you quickly just by using one texture. So you can create a room that I created. So we have one texture. I will make a copy of it. I want to make it a little bit bigger, like that. Maybe to just make this a little bit higher, like this. And now by just copying the texture and transform it like this, put it over there, we're making the left wall, maybe like here, and by moving this, so we have one wall right there, and I will just make a copy of that, invert, and bring it right there. So see, we have a wall of a room, two walls, and also I want to make a floor. So I will copy the original texture, Control or Command T, put it down and do this. And what I'm doing here, basically right click, perspective, and just do this. But also I'm doing this by pressing Control Alt key simultaneously, or just one of the keys for certain options that you can see here. So I like keyboard shortcuts, but it's basically this thing. And you need to follow the perspective of all these lines, so to make it realistic. And this one would go something like that. And also we need to put this over the top of everything and then add a mask by erasing this portion right here. So or put it right where it is, but go on these walls, group it into a group, create a layer mask, and just let's see if we click here and here, maybe like this, and fill it with black. Okay, that's one wall. And also here, I'm just following these lines. And remember, Control, Command, and Enter, and just Alt and backspace or Option and backspace to load the black color as a mask. We have this. And now we have this really cool room. One texture, really cool room. And we can, by using light, we can differently lighten this room and add different mood. What I did in my, I will show you what I did in my artwork, but basically we have exposure adjustment layer, clip it to affect the group, for example, make it darker, then Alt or Option drag it to the floor, clip it to affect, not deflect, but affect only the floor, and also another one for the wall. And now we need to, where is the floor? Here. We need to add different mood. So basically I want to have like a spotlight from above, and for that I will use elliptical marquee tool and just add this kind of shape for a spotlight, okay? and it's probably somewhere in the middle. Alt and backspace to fill it with black, and then it's too sharp, so we can go to the layer mask, double click to have these properties, and just feather it. And depends on how feathered or how sharp you want it, you can play with this. Also, then we can go here to the exposure of the walls, use a brush, and really simply just paint here. If this is brighter, this is brighter here. And also for the wall back, I want to paint something like triangle. Like that. And also the upper part will be brighter. Not bad. And now we can add another exposure adjustment layer. So just playing with the lights, make it even darker, invert it, Control-Command-I, and just paint here the edges, the corners. So I will use harder brush, something, or maybe soft. Yeah, let's use soft. And just press and hold Shift. Just click, press and hold Shift here. It will make a line, but we need to use a white color. So click here, press and hold. Oh, it's 10%. Sorry, guys, 100% when you're rushing. So click here. Yeah, that's cool. Press and hold Shift. Press and hold Shift. See, just making this. And also here, click, press and hold Shift here, maybe here, and also from here all the way up here. And now let's reduce the brightness like this. And also we can feather this even more, like the brightness in the corners. And also we can make another exposure adjustment, make it bright, darker, even darker, like that, invert it, and just use for the very corners here. Oh, maybe 10%, maybe 10%. Just see, let's make this. Maybe it's too much. We'll see. I need to unzoom this. And it's really nice room. So what we can do here is merge everything together into one layer, Shift Control Alt E or Shift Command Option E, right click, convert to smart object that I like, and then filter, camera filter. And just by doing a few simple things like contrast, boost the highlights a little bit, boost the clarity and texture just a bit. And also we can colorize it into something cool, maybe lower the exposure a bit. Obviously, my favorite vignette. See what we can achieve, how kind of room can we create using this. So let's say that's cool. And this room I created for, let me show the artwork here. This, oh, come on. For this artwork that you already saw on Instagram. So it's this room, but I added the writings here just by painting it manually with brush, and obviously put this guy. These chains here is just brush. And if you didn't watch this video, check it out on YouTube. This is my brush that you can get it. Also, there is a link on YouTube. So just one brush and just, and whatever you're painting, the chain is painting. And the point here is that creating environment in Photoshop is really fun, and it's not that hard when you got the basics how to create. So if it's something like this room here, then this means it's simple and easy. And let's make me bigger, and I will stop share the screen or not, I don't know. But if it's something like a forest or city or caves or something like that, then you are using just exactly the same steps like I did for the forest. Make a sketch, put the elements, and then light is everything. So also in real life, light is everything. In photography means painting with the light. So light is the most important thing with for the creating environments or for anything else. And that's it. Also, you have a really cool tutorial, my latest one on YouTube. It's 1 hour long. It's all step-by-step how to create some underwater scene. Again, some cave environments, etc. So check it out if you miss it. Okay, so that's it for this webinar. Stay tuned for the questions and answers. If you want to ask me something, Vicente, back to you.
Thank you, Nemanja.
You're welcome.
So everyone, the webinar is not over yet. We're now going to be going into the Q&A section. I'm going to be showing here, we have a survey. We really want to thank all of you for coming. I know some people don't always stay for the Q&A. For those of you who did come, we really want to thank you for coming. Thank you to Nemanja for the fantastic presentation. And even myself, not being a designer myself, it's always so fascinating to see all the different steps, all the different process that really goes into it. And I just find it incredible how you really get from all these individual elements which do not fit together at all in creating this absolutely new, incredible work of art. If you're not following Nemanja yet, he has Instagram, has YouTube, very active with tutorials and just with these fantastic tutorials and showing everything. We have, as I mentioned, we have the discount code, which is active. It'll be here at the very bottom the whole time. It's active until the 20th of December, and you'll also have be receiving that by email afterwards as well. And yeah, we just want to say thank you again for coming. We'll have the Q&A section now, and we really hope to have you at future webinars. We have so many fantastic people like Nemanja, whom we do webinars with, not just on the topic of Photoshop, but design, illustration, graphic design, photography. We even about drone videography. There's really a very vast amount of topics that we touch upon, and yeah, with that, I will now leave it to the Q&A section and bring it back to you, Nemanja.
Okay, so let's see here. We have the questions, so I will now scroll the questions read the questions. So will this be available after the webinar closes? It will be some, Vicente, if I'm not wrong, it will be on YouTube after a few months or something like that.
Exactly. In approximately a month, it should be available on our YouTube channel.
Okay, what is a good image size in pixels for this kind of work? That's an excellent question. Actually, I got this kind of question all the time. Well, that depends on where do you want to display the photo. If you're making just for Instagram, then the maximum resolution is 1350 by 1080. So actually 1080 by 1350. So that's a great resolution to start. But if you want to print it or place it somewhere else, maybe you're doing it for client, then depends again. You need to talk with the client what he needs, how big a resolution he needs for his purposes. But what I like to do, I like always to work with the bigger file size, because on a bigger file size you can easier work with the details, with small details, much easier. And working with a bigger file size, it's really heavy for your computer, so sometimes that can be the issue, but you need to make a compromise. So what you want to achieve. So just something happened here. Give me a second. Okay, so here are the questions again. Okay, let's see. How do you get rid of the thick grass which is revealing after painting the brush on the edge? Well, I like to create a new layer. If I understand the question properly, I like to create a new layer. So the question was, how will you get rid of the thick grass which is revealing after painting the brushes in the edge? So I like to create new layer and put it in color or multiply blending mode, depends, and just paint with the color over that to cover imperfections, if that's what I understand you're asking me. Which BenQ monitor do you recommend for work on a Mac? A few videos on YouTube mention some issues with Mac usage. Thank you in advance. So I'm using Mac. I'm using Mac for a long time now, both PC and Macs, but for more than a year I'm working just on a Mac, and I have PD 3200U SW271C, and forgot the name of the widescreen monitor, but 34 something, I forgot. Vicente, jump in. And they are all working perfectly with the Macs. I didn't have any issues with the resolution, with connections, with anything. So no issue at all with that. So all these 3 monitors are highly recommended on my side, especially for me. My favorite one is SW271 or 271C, because I love the image and everything. It's meant for photographers, and I'm a photographer too. So, but also PD series is amazing. So I didn't have any issues ever with the Mac and the monitor, so I cannot relate with that. Can you recommend some good websites for free reference photos? Well, I know for free reference photos, but for artwork, or just for free photos where you can get photos like trees, like parks, or whatever, some objects, etc. If you're asking like that, free stock website, Pixabay, Pexels, there are plenty of that, unsplash.com, etc. But if you want to have a website for maybe getting inspired or see some other people artworks, etc., maybe ArtStation, DeviantArt, Pinterest, they're all good. Okay, what are some good websites? Okay, to sell your own art. Well, I used to sell my art on stock websites like iStockPhoto.com, there is Shutterstock.com, etc. But I stopped that a while ago. It was really good in that time, but now, these days, for selling like photo manipulations, this type of artwork, I'm out of that business, to say. So I cannot recommend any of it, because I'm not familiar with that. So sorry. Thank you. I met other ones, right? Okay. Let's see. Channel mixing would have been much easier for this process. Okay, yeah, there's so many different techniques that you can use to extract things out of the background, but I show something today. I cannot show everything in one webinar. Export our photo manipulation to look sharp and clean on Instagram. I know 4:5 ratio and okay resolution is the best, but is there any hidden tricks? Well, there is no hidden tricks. You just don't want to push the quality all the way to 100%, because Instagram will compress your photo also if the photo is big and high quality, and how to say, if the size in megabytes is high also. So before, there was a trick like to use export settings, save for web, and JPEG 76 quality out of 100. And also there is another thing that I'm not sure if it's still relevant, and that's if you're using iPhone instead of Android phones. Apple has some deal with Instagram, and iPhone used to have more higher quality uploads on Instagram than from Android. Also on Instagram, you have settings to check to upload the high-res images, so also videos. So make sure to go to settings and click that in Instagram app. Okay. How to fight as a graphic designer or digital artist against creative block when you don't have motivation to create? Well, that's a great question. Most common thing that all graphic designers, we all have it. And I can say from my example, when I have creative block, I just leave everything. I'm not pushing it, because if I pushing it even more, I have block over the block. So it's not going anywhere. But if I just leave it and go and do something else, whatever, play a game, read a book, watch a movie, go for a walk, hang out with your friends, do whatever you want, just don't do this. For me, that helps a lot. Sometimes it's okay for 5, 10, 15 minutes, but sometimes I'm in a creative block for days, trust me. So it's a common thing, and just don't push it, just leave it, and it will just come together after a certain period of time, and then go back to your design. Okay, please go faster. Well, no, there is different type of people here, so somebody likes faster, somebody likes slower. We cannot please everyone. So let's see here. Do you have a link to order BenQ monitor for Bulgaria, or we just look for a standard reseller company? Vicente, if you're here, can you answer this question for a link for BenQ monitors for Bulgaria? Should they?
Yeah, no worries. No worries. We already answered that privately in the chat, so you can.
Okay, perfect.
consider that
Perfect.
one.
Thanks. Okay, there are a few other questions relating to monitors, so we probably already solved it. What keys do you choose instead of bracket keys in case you don't have English keyboard? I don't know. I have English keyboard, so I have any keyboard that I use, I set for English keyboard because I used to work like that. So I don't know. You can choose whatever keys are a good fit for you. So it's totally optional if you're using different keyboard. Okay, check a few times, but okay, that's the same. Okay. The same. Okay. Can you do a video where you rate our photo manipulations? Well, maybe I will do that in the future to rate or maybe critique your photo manipulations if that's something that you like. That's an option too. This is crazy good, but how realistic was photo manipulation when you first started? Could you show us some of your earlier work if you still got any? That's amazing. I'm so sad that I don't have my first works to show, because unfortunately a long time ago I learned some things on a hard way, and that's to back up your work, and I didn't do that at the beginning, and I have an accident. There was my computer exploded practically, so there was some thing with the electricity, and my computer exploded, both the keyboard, and only thing that stayed alive is the mouse and the monitor. Everything else, hard drives, everything just bomb. And unfortunately I don't have it, but my first photo manipulation was really crap. It was exactly if you took some photos from a newspaper, cut it out with the scissors, glue it on a cardboard, and like, oh, we have a photo manipulation. It's like that. It's nothing crazy. I didn't know anything about shadows, perspective, lights, nothing. And I learned everything on hard way. I am self-taught, because in that time there was no YouTube, there was no websites like today. We have plenty of resources online to learn something much faster. So today you can invest 1 year of your time and learn something that took me maybe 4 or 5 years, so maybe even more, I don't know, because everything is now out, all the resources. My YouTube channel is showing you, especially my older videos, all step by step, everything you need to know, so for free. So you have like university for free of photo manipulation. So that's it. Okay, nema na čemu. Let's see. Do you prefer curves or levels? For certain things, I like levels because they're just simple. 2 sliders, actually 3, blacks, midtones, and highlights. Just doing that. But usually I am using curves. But for some small adjustments, for layer mask and things like that, I use levels, because I used to do it like that. But they're practically similar, or not the same. They're not really the same. Okay, let's see here. Is there a link to get your amazing stocks that you used before? Well, unfortunately, I cannot. I missed the polls today because I was totally into this work because of the time. I wanted to ask you if you are using your own stocks, or maybe from pay website or free website, etc. But it's nothing that we miss crucial. But basically, mostly of my photos that I'm using for my photo manipulation, I cannot give for free. There are some of my earlier tutorials, a lot of artworks that I did on YouTube, and you have in the description link for getting those stocks, because I use the stocks from free websites. But recently, I cannot find proper photos from free websites, so I'm using paid stock websites, and I don't have permission to give you something that I paid for, and I don't have license to give anybody else for free. I can use it for myself, so like Envato Elements and other stock websites. So this is why I cannot give some photos for free. Bunch of the photos from this photo manipulation is from Envato Elements, and Envato Elements is amazing resource. And if you're following my YouTube channel, you know that I'm always mentioning that, and I really love them. There are so many great resources there. Okay, so where do you preferably get photos to use in your library? So I answered that. Envato Elements, and I like my own photos. I'm a photographer, so I have taken so many of my own photos, especially when I'm doing things for a client, and we have some photo manipulations I need to create. Then I'm purposely going to take photos for that. So I don't search online for certain tree at something like that. I go and take a photo of a tree from a special angle and wait for a period of day to get the proper light, or I create it in Blender in 3D. So that's when I'm doing something really serious. Okay, sometimes I find difficulty in generating ideas, the photo manipulation. What's your process? Again, there is a great video on YouTube I already did about how to get ideas. Just search on my YouTube channel and you will find it. But reading a book helps a lot. A lot. Okay, Nemanja 10, thanks. Is the pen tab important for photo manipulation? Pen and tablet are not crucial to have, but it's day and night difference than using mouse, because this move is not natural for us for drawing, but this move you use to draw like that, and you can really precisely draw. Plus you have a pressure sensitivity to control with the pressure of the pen. If you press it hard, you can introduce more ink to the screen, or a wider brush. So if you press lightly, you will have tiny line, narrow line, but if you press harder, you will have bolder line, like more wider line. And with that, especially with lighting the scenes, painting the light, shadowing things, etc., I'm always using that. It's day and night difference, so it's not crucial to have it. You can do all of this with the mouse, but it's much painful and slower. Okay, let's see. Another question is, what is the difference between photo manipulation and matte painting? It's a similar thing. I don't want to go now into that deeply, to go into the history, how everything started and what matte painting is and how it's used in the movies, etc. But basically it's same, it's compositing. Look at that like that. If you want, you can check out some history of matte painting, how it started in the movies, etc. Okay, what are you planning on are you planning on making videos on matte painting? Okay, matte painting, I would love to learn from you. Well, again, I already said, if you know photo manipulation, you know matte painting. It's that thing. So, but it's used in a movie industry because you're painting something over the scenes that are already there, etc. But it's same principles, everything exactly the same. Photo manipulation, really simple. All the lights in the scene all the objects needs to have the same lighting conditions. So all the objects have to have same perspective, same angle, same everything, and to have the same color. So to color correct it in the same manner. And that's it. Just 3 simple rules, and that's everything else is just practice, and to know to use your tools in Photoshop, and maybe to learn some other skills, like maybe 3D, or maybe drawing, or maybe some whatever, maybe photography. The more skills you know, the more fun you have in this amazing world of endless creativity. Okay, does your Photoshop manipulation has a story behind? Like my artworks, if you mean my artworks is of what I'm creating, yes, some of them, mostly of them, yes, of course. If I'm doing YouTube, is different story. I'm doing tutorials for you guys on YouTube to teach you certain things and how to make something. And YouTube is like, how to say that, like it's a crazy machine that you need to go every single week. You need to produce a tutorial. And for me, I usually need 4 or 5 days to create one episode, one tutorial. And it's really time consuming, really hard process, and you need to be creative, and every single week you need to create something. So my YouTube artworks doesn't have story all the time. Most of them, yes, but some of them not at all. I'm just creating something to show you guys some interesting tips and tricks, or how to give you some inspiration for your future artworks. But when I'm doing something for myself or my client, always have a story, because that's the fun part, to have a story behind it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, matte painting is something which is used mostly in backgrounds or landscapes, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong, but it can be used in foreground too. It doesn't need to be only landscape. It can be like some cities, but also not just maybe some objects. Maybe you have some kind of a table shot and you want to put something fake digitally added, and it can be like that. But usually it's done for the landscapes. It's not just for that, but it's usually so. If you want to create photo manipulation of a landscape, that's it. You take a photo of a landscape and you matte paint it over that. Put some castle, put some trees, put some road, put some different sky. So it's basically photo manipulation. It's same. So that's it. Okay, let's see. If you have to choose between 3D modeling skills and painting skills, which skill do you want to have to support your photo manipulation skill? If I need to choose between those two, I would choose modeling, just because I'm more familiar with that. But with painting, you can paint. Painting is much better, because if you're really good at painting, you can. There are some crazy realistic painters out there that they can paint anything, and you're not sure if it's painting or it's like photography or 3D modeling. So I would choose 3D modeling just because I suck in painting, but painting is amazing skill to have. Amazing. Okay, let's see. When you said about megabytes, the PSD file must be under 1 MB, or the exported photo. No. PSD file is working file. It's a Photoshop document file. So you are everything doing in PSD, saving your layers and everything else, color space, and so on and so forth. But you're exporting as a JPEG. So the JPEG settings needs to be lower. So you don't want to export like 4K photo in a JPEG in 100% quality for Instagram. You don't want that, because you will have crappy result there. Okay, which style do you like most in graphic design? Corporate, abstract? Depends. I like in graphic design. Which type of graphic design we are talking here? So what I prefer here to do my type of graphic design, photo manipulation, is more science fiction and fantasy. I like that, but I don't do corporate things too much. I did a lot of corporate photo manipulations and commercials earlier for clients, but that's a different story. That's something that I'm doing only for clients. But for myself, I like science fiction and fantasy. Thank you. You really answered all my questions. You're very welcome. And here we have, I use very old version of Photoshop. It doesn't have camera filter. Is there any other alternative option to camera filter? Well, unfortunately, no. No and yes. No and yes. Camera is amazing because you have all the settings in one window, but you can use curves, you can use color balance, all adjustment layers. So curves, color balance, selective colors, and you can use black and white and put it in luminosity blending mode and do great stuff with those things and do similar effects like camera. Basically, you can do exactly the same effects like you have in camera by using these adjustment layers, but you need to apply a little bit more effort, a little bit more patience, to have a little bit more time for tweaking things, creating glare mask, etc. But it's doable, but it's much easier with camera. Will I get the digital certificate as a participant of this webinar? No, I don't know, but I don't think so. So I like to do my final edit in Lightroom mobile instead of camera. Have you ever tried this? The winter vignette tool is even better there. Well, Lightroom and camera are exactly the same engine. On a mobile phone is a little bit different, or on an iPad, it's both Lightroom mobile, but it's exactly the same engine. And you can do vignetting in this version of camera on also in two ways. I just show you one way, but because it's exactly the same, I'm using Photoshop, everything in one place. I don't need to bother to export the image there, but then coming back to Photoshop, and if I want to change something back, then again go back and forth. I don't want to do that, so I like to use everything. I like to do everything in one place. Okay, so we have another question. How much do you spend on the computer daily work? Do you even great question. How much do you spend on computer daily working? Do your eyes sometimes hurt a lot? My eyes doesn't hurt me at all because I have two amazing things. When I switch to BenQ monitor, I have zero issue with that, so no issue with my eyes. I'm spending 10 to 12 hours per day, so it's a lot. It's a lot, but I'm doing something that I love, and for me, that's like I'm playing with toys, like a kid with the toys. So I don't feel any pressure. I'm not tired of working and things like that. I really love that. But my eyes are really good. So BenQ monitors have amazing technology for making your eyes rested to say like that, because it doesn't matter how good is monitor, you are still watching like in the same distance, and your eye muscle is used to just on one focal length, to say like that, and you need from time to time to watch somewhere else. The ideal is to watch on every hour for a few minutes, like 10 minutes somewhere outside, to change the focal distance, etc. But also there is another screen bar from BenQ, a great lamp that goes over the top of monitor, just Google screen bar, and that helps a lot to also rest your eyes from a blue light and everything, but it doesn't affect the screen and doesn't affect the colors or anything. And it's also nice for lightening the table, and has like some tiny, like a tiny film across the monitor, something like that. I have a review of that, so check it out. Have you ever worked on any movie or web series? But I didn't work, unfortunately. I would love to do that. That's one of my wishes, but we'll see what future brings. Okay, can we get discount on the screen bar as well? I don't know. I'm not in that part of the marketing BenQ's screen bar, so I don't know. Okay, I think this is enough for today. We got to the last question, so thank you all for participating, and hopefully see you on my YouTube channel, and also next time on the webinars, because on these webinars I'm showing you something that I don't have time on YouTube. And also these webinars usually are attendees are here the people who like to learn something and don't want to rush, and they're patient and want to spend more time to learn something. On YouTube, a lot of people like to just instant like instant knowledge, and you cannot learn something instantly. You need hours and weeks and months and years to learn things. Right, Vicente, back to you. Thank you one more time, and see you next time.
Hi, Nemanja. Thank you again for all of our Serbian participants. Hvala ti, if I'm saying that correctly.
Exactly.
But I want to say thank you again to Nemanja for the fantastic webinar, really going in depth and really showing the full process. We're already getting fantastic feedback from all of you, hearing about how much you loved Nemanja's process and really teaching everything that he's doing. This feedback is really, really very valuable to us. Just like Nemanja said, we're always very active with these webinars, so stay in touch. We have our Instagram, our Facebook also, where you can always see where webinars and events, workshops like these that you're at today, that we're always organizing for the future, along with Nemanja himself, of course. And as mentioned before, the discount code will be valid until the 20th of December. So perhaps that's a bit of a Christmas gift for all of you. But yeah, without anything else to say, I want to say thank you again to everyone who came, and we're really looking forward to welcome you all at future BenQ events. Great, thank you.